Damn, Carve actually had a conversation. Very cool. The races before Ritual started was the first time I watched Rise's stream. The guy is entertaining, that's for sure. I love the indie feel. Excuse me, bitch? Over the more professional. Excuse you? Type casters and you, as you'd see in CSGO LOL. I am professional. There is no indie feel. Fuck this guy. But he likes the stream. But I don't. It is professional. Oh, fuck it. Some bullshit. Looks very Ritual-like. Oh, sorry. Fucked up the cam. PoE2? Oh my god! What's that about? All about our expansion and get your first look at Path of Exile 2 since its debut at ExileCon. I like that. I like how they sprinkled that in as if it's like the 10 new acts thing. But it's just, no, they're just going to talk about it.
Other things, you got items. So items, they work similar. They like, you know, Diablo 2, but you don't just kill mobs and find items. You can build items that you actually want. So, you know, you can go over here, you can purchase like a white two-handed sword. You can turn it, a normal item, into a magical item. You know, you can do stuff like, you know, upgrade normal to a random quality. You can get a rare item. You can then add additional properties if it doesn't have maximum properties. You can reforge the rares. You can re-roll all the stats. You can add individual stats. You can re-roll the sockets, the number of sockets, the color of sockets, the links between sockets.
The color?
And holy cow, it's crazy. That's not even the best part. You guys ready for it? Check this out. All right.
Tell me.
So you've probably seen that I have 0 mana and I have like some cool stuff here. It's like, where does this come from? Well, let me show you guys the passive skill tree.
No.
So you get the gems from just like finding them in the game, but you get skill points for leveling up. Let's have a look here. Here's the tree here. Okay. So this is where you start off as a warrior. This is a marauder. I call it a warrior because it's a very basic tanky class. And you know, you get adjacent bubbles that give you passives, and you're like, oh wow, there's a lot of them. And essentially, you just, you know, you move through these. Each one is unique, except for certain like common links, like stat links, and there's a few common things like percent life. But there's many unique ones. So it's like armor mastery. There's no other one that gives you 18 armor and 2 movement speed. So there's tons and tons of work here. But let me show you the best part. Here we go. So this is the warrior. Let's just see. Oh wow, look at that. Look at that.
Holy moly.
No way. Wow, that is the skill tree, guys. Are you kidding me? Unbelievable. Alright, so basically all the classes can access the same skill tree, which is this one. You get a maximum of like 111 points or something like that if you're the max level, but you're never going to get there. So, you know, you get maybe 80, 90 points. And yeah, you can't go that far.
Wow.
But, you know, the warrior starts here. The, I don't know what's called, a Templar starts here. The witch starts here. You know, you can...
The gunner glasses. Let's go, Crip.
The hardest boss in the game. Literally, he's pretty sure the hardest boss in the game. I'm not wrong about that, am I?
The question, why Spectre Blood Magic seconds before fighting the hardest boss in Hardcore did come up.
Poggers, Chris Wilson.
Good luck, man. Good luck.
Just hanging out with the Kriparian with a good microphone, too.
Burned.
What do you mean?
No, it's sensible. I hope it goes okay.
Alright, see what he's got.
The damage? Shit.
Kind of a lot of damage.
It's gonna get nerfed.
He's gonna get nerfed? I hope not.
Oh, for sure. Look how ridiculous that is.
It's
That's
so
like D2
ridiculous.
Necromancer Bone Wall, dude.
I know.
True. Frost OP.
But you still may die here.
Chris, comments?
I'm just staying quiet so it's not my fault when he dies.
Look at that. It's done.
He did it.
can't even pick up all the loot.
One of my teammates says that I severely underestimate how good you are as a player, so congratulations.
You can start and die?
No, you
Is this
severely
on hardcore?
underestimated how good he
Yeah,
is
it's
as
on
an
hardcore.
exploiter.
Recurve bow. Oh, a one-handed mace. Let's see how good this is. Oh, that was the wrong one.
He's unaware.
OP, carried by OP.
Oh.
Bone
Whoa!
That's crazy.
Ridiculous one-handed mace. What is that?
It's a scepter.
Like, I just got a ridiculous two-hander, and this mace is almost as good.
Nice.
Man.
We make it drop good items just before the end of the event, so you're inclined to play later.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Hi, I'm Chris Wilson from Grinding
Rise
Gear
in the
Games.
making.
This is Season 2, Episode 6 of Build of the Week.
Except I was raised back then.
Focuses on interesting player-designed Path of Exile character builds. Today's build is a level 87 witch called Raise QT that we have selected because of a number of cool tricks that it uses. The character deals most of its damage through degeneration and has two of its primary skills linked to traps. The first way this character kills monsters is through a poison arrow trap. Socketed in this bow to gain 3 additional levels, the poison arrow gem is supported by increased area of effect, concentrated effect, trap, and empower. The empower gem adds 2 further levels to the skill, raising it to a total of level 25.
That bow is crazy!
Although the trap does fire an arrow, the poison gas cloud will clear large groups of monsters by itself. It's easy to run Arctic armor as a defensive option. The build also uses Grace to create a lot of armor under Iron Reflexes. There are resistance aura options available if they're needed. The vulnerability curse is used because it's one of the few active ways to improve degeneration damage. The character has some pretty good rare items. They generally focus on life, resistances, and mana for obvious reasons. A nice consequence of this build is that energy shield,
my gear was
and
good.
evasion are all useful in
Holy
their own
fuck.
ways. The build uses an Onyx Amulet because the attributes result in several save passive
What
points.
the hell?
The Carcass Jack unique armor is really interesting with this build because it adds evasion that turns into armor, energy shield that turns into mana,
Fucking made a build and then everybody could kill it. No big deal.
that it contains. The build we're demonstrating this week was created by prolific buildmaker Raze and has become increasingly...
Yeah, so there was a lot of drama with like Morse getting real angry that I took this build from him even though he's never made it because he had some like pizza stream where he apparently talked about it. And then like there's big drama and the drama pretty much made me, right? Because yeah, everybody kind of heard about me and they were like, oh, let's watch his stream. And then they were like, oh, I like this streamer. And then it was good. But then the funny part is that despite all of that drama and everything, Red Eye actually made a build for this like a year earlier.
these variations in his build guide. Once you're able to kill
Not
Atzeri,
true.
you can start a path of aggressive upgrading. For example, one of the uniques that Atzeri can drop is Doyani's Catalyst, which this build uses. This results in an instant power upgrade once it drops for you after a period of Atzeri farming. This player has had a build featured in a previous episode of Build of the Week, Season 2, Episode 6. Prolific build authors such as Raze contribute many interesting and powerful builds to the community. If you'd like to submit a build for next week's episode, just post a build guide on the class forums on pathofexile.com. Thanks for watching and see you next time.
Now, I guess a lot of people don't even know where the prolific build creator meme comes from. It's this video. Very cool.
In the map areas.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all about burst. You can get a lot of life regen with life. So if you want to be a tanky melee and all that,
This book
that kind of
nasty.
works out pretty well. But most of the time, if you're playing a ranged character, which you should be playing, burst is all you need to survive through. And some people have been able to achieve 5,000 plus energy shield with 0 energy shield nodes. None. The reason behind that is intellect gives you an energy shield percent bonus based on how much you have. And that alone, with Chaos Inoculation, with some really nice items, with Discipline, can actually give you a... Look at that, dual totems.
What?
When you use totems and you get dual totems, number of totems allowed can sum up to 1 additional totem, it gets out of control. The reason is, in this game, you spend a lot of the time running around, dodging the mechanics of the mobs you're doing, and picking up loot and regenerating and all that shit. Most of the time you're doing that. So while, you know, if you're casting Spark and just standing there, you do pretty well in terms of damage.
Oh, but, reflect! Reflect, Laura! Dodge it, grab!
Well, especially when it comes to mobs like that you just saw. Reflect mobs. Reflect mobs are the #1 killer of characters.
Oh my god.
And with spell totem and range attack totem, you take no damage. The totem takes the damage. Oh, the totem dies? You just cast another totem. You know, using your spells through totems, using your range attacks through totems, is potentially one of the most overpowered things you can do in this game. It's immune to curse. You're pretty screwed. But if you use penetration, easiest shit in the world. You know, here's another one. Look at that. Look how common these mobs are. Super lightning resistant, immune to curses, mob that has shit tons of life. Unmerciless. You know, easy. No problem. So easy. There's a few other abilities in the game that, in my opinion, are really overpowered. I can't really show you all of them because, you know, I've ungeared a lot of my characters, but I can show you what they are and kind of what they do. So there's a lot of lightning-based attacks in this game that are overpowered because the lightning element, in my opinion, is overpowered because with melee attack, it is a
elemental hit.
I can show you Rain of Arrows.
It was even OP back then.
And what I use there is a granite flask. The flasks are pretty much the last on my hit list. Obviously, when you play the game, you're going to need your potions, but there are some potions that are a lot better than the others, and I'm going to show you what those are and what you should be looking out for. So #1 is the Granite Flask. The Granite Flask will be nerfed in open beta, but I still believe it's going to be one of the most overpowered flasks that you can use on your character. In this game, armor reduces the damage that you take based on the damage. So if you take a lot of damage, armor doesn't reduce very much as a percentage, but if you take a small amount of damage, armor, relative to armor reduces a large percent of that damage. So it's good to have some armor as a base, so the shitty mobs don't hit you that hard, but when you come to a boss, the boss is going to destroy your armor.
Look at his bag of goods. Yep. He's a small assortment of stuff I'm selling. Couple amazing swords. He never sold the gloves. Monka Giga. Well, these swords are amazing. Holy shit. Especially this one.